Welcome back, hombres. Today, me and my Christian associate Poseidon have travelled back in time to the 80s to force our religion onto the impressionable youth of the time. During my many years converting perfectly content locals to the rule and teaching of the big scary white man, I have found the most effective strategy is what I like to call the strip and raid. This is where you strip the locals of all their possessions through a brutal war of attrition with insurmountable casualties. And then, just when they think it's over, you call in an extensive raid on their Clash of Clans village, effectively crippling their hopes and passions. Our initial objective is to blatantly rob the houses of the general public in broad daylight, to serve as a display of our Christian might. As expected, some obstreperous citizens are attempting a daring and brave stair camping assault, which is then quashed faster than a child trying to de-up Boris Johnson. I then inject a lethal amount of methamphetamine directly into Poseidon's bloodstream, as it appears I got the reviving syringe mixed up with my other syringe. Oh, don't worry, it's not used for what you think it's used for. It's actually for euthanizing neighborhood cats. However, Poseidon's incoherent screeching has attracted the local resistance to our location, and we fall victim to our very own medicine, but not before taking one of them with me. Upon our descent back into the Warzone, we decide to take out an insurgents outpost located in the old prison complex. However, on our journey, we see a kid denying his inevitable conversion to Christianity, so we do as any good Christians would do, and unload our Glock 9s into his punk ass while falling at terminal velocity. Because as the Old Testament goes, if you with the priest, you get deceased, pussy-o. We take our jewels to the ground and I deliver the pistol whip of forgiveness to his forehead, after which I proclaim to him that I have fornicated with his mother out of wedlock on many of occasions. After visiting Father Jeremy in the prison, #free my brother Jizza, he ain't do nothing, we pin the position of the local militia. It appears they have acquired transportation in the form of a helicopter, but their superior firepower is no match when I have the power of God and anime on my side. I clap that kid's cheeks harder than Father Jeremy. Hey, he ain't do nothing for real though. The insurgents have fled towards the docks, and naturally we track them down to deliver upon them a holy rectum pounding. Respectfully, us missionaries are very similar in nature to that last little bit at the end of a dump, that no matter how long or how vigorously you wipe, there's still that ominous brown streak that consistently wears away at your soul with every passing swipe, drawing no closer to an end. As if there is some sort of brown crayon up there, just out of reach, teasing you and haunting you until you are forced to face the inevitable. Except, instead of hopping into the shower to finish the job, we steal your land and your culture. After neutralizing the non-believers, we decide to request some relief supplies to distribute throughout the region and aid the locals in their long road to recovery after a long and brutal struggle. And what is the most important resource in Warzone missionary work, you may ask? And that would have to be my Christian assault rifle. It is an extremely useful conversion tool and very effective at silencing the opinions of lesser individuals. We head towards the central business district in hopes of pitching our new Christian toy brand to a board of directors. Essentially, it's an interactive Christian teddy bear that does a little dance and even speaks. I'll play our radio ad for you, so you get an idea of what I mean. Have you just finished receiving uncomfortable compliments from Father Jeremy at Sunday school? Well, there's no better way to blow off steam than learning the 10 Commandments with your very own Terry the Sexual Harassment Teddy Bear. Terry is the friend you need, and the priest tries to give you his seed. The built-in audio response device, he's the perfect pal to talk to in your time of need. Hey Terry, do my parents love me? Your parents love you very much, but not as much as Jesus. Hey Terry, should I tell my parents about what happened at church? Stop being a f***ing snitch, you pussy-o! After our successful pitch to the board of directors, we depart the meeting in style via base jump. However, we find ourselves landing in a bit of a conundrum, but luckily, with my vast combat knowledge and skill, I project a thermite into the counter in front of me and tactically set myself on fire. Unlucky for me, our foes were expecting such trickery and swiftly toss us aside, back in the gulag once again. And doesn't it feel pointless, all this senseless violence? I'm sure if we put down the guns and engage in some civilized diplomacy, we could achieve a mutually beneficial outcome. Woo! Santa's a really Let's go! Whilst venturing towards the hospital to deliver some wartime aid, I get sniped by some epic camper. And I must say, this hospital isn't too great at the whole hospitality aspect, as I was forced to crawl my way into the reception with a bullet wound in my head, only to be met by absolutely nobody. And to be honest, this wouldn't even be the first time I've met a cold reception. It's actually a pretty funny story. So at school camp, I'd snuck in a flask of my dad's vodka. So me and the boys got a little bit tipsy and went on a panty raid in the girls' cabin. So we sneak in while the girls are sleeping. Get in, get out, real clean job. And I just remember on our way back, thinking in my head we were going to be absolute legends and how we were just going to go down the history books for this one. So we fling the door open of our cabin and I was holding the panties high above my head with a giant smile on my face. But standing in front of me was a police officer who grabs my arm and he says, "Mate, both your parents have died in a horrible car crash. I'm sorry for your loss." Yeah, right, so not exactly as funny as I remembered it. After dealing with my past traumas, we head up to the roof and perform our second base jump of the day. And it seems Poseidon has been shot out of the sky. So I think, what is the likelihood both of us get shot out of the sky? And evidently, it's pretty high, because right before I land, I've been sent to an early greeting with St. Peter. And if you're still watching this, I'd give you a kiss if I can. Thank you so much for sticking around. And I'm going to start streaming soon, probably on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button and we'll get some more content underway. Cheers, boss.